Hi!
Hi!
That's not how I start video. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on, I have to do my vocal exercises. Okay, I'm ready.
Hi, my name is Jackson Bird, and today I am joined by Grace Hardell.
Hello, beautiful people!
Grace, what is your channel? You have a channel now.
I know, isn't that weird? Ash and Grace Space, where we sometimes have webcam videos, sometimes have highly produced videos, and most of the time just talk about our cats.
So last month we were at VidCon and we filmed a video just for Ash and Grace Space.
Yes.
And it kind of didn't even occur to us, like, oh, collabs, we should film one for my channel too. But people were commenting, like, waiting for it.
Yes.
And we were here at Philly Trans Wellness this weekend.
Yeah.
And we were like, hey, let's do that other video.
Give the people what they want.
That is what we're here for.
I think that people are, thankfully, just as obsessed with our bromance as I am.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me so happy.
So, you recently came out. It's kind of a big deal.
What is gender?
Why is gender?
Yeah, exactly.
How is gender?
Yes, all of the things.
All questions we'll be answering in this video.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Not at all. But yeah, you came out as non-binary?
Non-binary, questioning, and kind of identifying on the trans spectrum. I'm working on saying that confidently. It's tough.
And that's kind of what we wanted to talk about today, is like the idea of like confidently like being trans enough.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a silly thing, but a real feeling. It's like a thing that like, ugh, why do people like judge people for that? I'm tired of that, but also like a super real and valid feeling to have.
Yeah, I think like a lot of it stems from, especially when you respect a lot of individuals within the community, you don't want to take anything away from their identity and how much they've worked to be accepted in their identity. So sometimes when you come out as questioning, or you maybe aren't 100% committed to a label, it almost feels like you're not trans enough and you're maybe somehow taking away from their transness, which I know isn't. I don't think it's right. I think there's a lot of different levels on the trans spectrum.
And we should clarify really quickly that not all non-binary people identify under the trans umbrella.
Correct.
With the trans label.
But I think that a lot of people who, especially that are questioning, even if they know that they are on the spectrum, maybe don't feel 100% in claiming that label. And that's kind of where I've been over the last few months of me trying to embrace this part of me, but still feeling like I'm not totally within that community yet. Because certain people do feel other ways about it. You want to be within the community, and then as soon as maybe somebody validates some of these insecurities that you have, it's affirming that anxiety and that question that you've had in your mind, and then immediately it makes you revert back.
We were talking last night about some of the points of like privilege that I have as a binary trans person. I came out as questioning to like a couple of close people in my life who I knew like got it or would support me, but for the most part like I waited to really come out and to come out to anyone I think would have a hard time with it until I was like sure, until I knew the name and pronouns I wanted and how I was going to transition, and I could just tell them that.
Do you think that's because people wouldn't take you as seriously without all of that information?
Yeah, that was my fear. I don't know if that would be true. I would like to think it wouldn't have been true for a lot. I think a lot of people, I didn't give them enough credit, and they probably would have been cool with it. But yeah, and I had all of those insecurities of like, what if it is a phase? If I'm questioning, like, how will they even receive that? Like, how will they conceptualize it? They'll just sort of ignore it or not take it seriously. Yeah.
Or you worry about being too difficult also in that moment, and you're like, you know, kind of a thing. But not feeling trans enough, especially when you're trying to be a part of a community, because maybe like cisgender gay people or like queer people in general, like maybe don't take you as seriously within their community because you're somewhat trans. You're not trans enough to be a part of the full trans community.
So you feel like you're not welcome in either space right now? Oh, that's not fun.
Let me be perfectly clear that there are many people that embrace non-binary individuals, like completely questioning individuals, all of these things.
I do want to point out, just for the sake of the video, that like a pigeon or a rock just hit the window.
Somebody is throwing rocks at our window.
Oh, they're transphobes. Yeah. Transphobic.
Oh, I was thinking more like romantic, like Romeo and Juliet. Like,
wow, this is the difference in how we perceive the world.
Like, I've had jokes made to me, like, oh, you're half trans, and things like that.
It's almost like they view your identity as like a stepping stone. It's a lot of the same like stereotypes that bisexuality gets. Especially used to get. It's a phase. A lot of gay people are like, well, I was bisexual before I came out all the way. It's like,
no, bisexual people exist.
Hi. bisexual snowflake.
Like, yes.
Wait, weren't we like hanging out somewhere yesterday and you were like, I'm the only not bisexual person?
Yeah. I was like, I'm so marginalized. So, like, I really want to have top surgery, but I feel sometimes bad that, like, I'm getting it and I have this privilege to get it before binary trans, like, guys that maybe have more dysphoria than I do.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that they really do have more dysphoria than you?
I don't know. I'm pretty dysphoric.
Yeah,
but, like,
I was going to say you are. It's like internalized prejudice against non-binary people that you are feeling against yourself. I get why you're feeling those things, because you are a good person who knows how to check your own privilege. But also, like, you are who you are, you feel the way that you feel, and you need to take care of yourself.
Yeah, true. But, like, so, like, as a binary, like, trans guy, you're super, like, accepting of non-binary people.
I am a
because
saint.
you are incredible. Here, let me give you your halo.
Yes. My cookie.
Yes. You've definitely heard in the community from other binary, like, trans folk who don't feel the same way about non-binary people, like, being a part of the trans community. How, as a non-binary person, can I help the conversation and move it along in a positive direction that won't seem insulting to a binary person?
I kind of want to, like, break down some of the reasons why I think binary people are discriminatory in this way towards non-binary people. Yeah. Trans people have been working for liberation for decades and decades, but we started getting a lot more mainstream acceptance and tolerance in the past couple of years.
Yeah, it's been very recent.
I think a lot of binary people feel like the binary trans thing, cis people can get. And then when you pull in the non-binary part, it confuses them, which I would disagree with, because I think that for a liberation to work, all people must be included, not just the ones who are missing, like, one point of privilege. You can't just like, leave everyone else behind. And I also think that the idea of gender being fluid and a spectrum and wibbly-wobbly and everything like that, I think helps all people and does help binary trans people too. But I do see how a binary trans person could think that.
So are you saying that binary trans folks who feel like that they've been working for such a long time, non-binary people are latching onto the rights that they have fought for?
I don't think it's so much that. I think they just see it more as
less approachable?
Non-binary people existing confuse cisgender people, whereas cisgender people could just accept, like, their stereotype of a trans person who is probably binary and completely passes and all of the other, like, problematic associations with, like, the ideal trans person that a cis person wants to accept. I had a non-binary friend, like, here at this conference who was hanging out with, like, some binary trans guys. This friend of mine goes, back and forth with pronouns with he, him, or they, them, and they were like, can you use he, him pronouns when we're, like, out at this restaurant? Because if you use they, them, we won't pass. Because that can happen, like, I mean, this happens to me. If I'm out with queer women who are, like, more masculine looking, I don't pass. If I'm out with a bunch of guys, I pass. But, like, something in the way that you get read within the context of other people.
Well, because you got misgendered last night at dinner.
Yeah, all three of us were getting miss and ladies left and right.
And we're like...
And the two of them were like, why is that happening to Jack? And I was like, this happens all the time. It's a thing. But it, like, none of this, like, matters, right? Like, I don't care about that. But, like, I have definitely heard of trans guys...
feeling like that.
Yeah, and behaving that way.
Because they want to pass.
They want to... And it's...
I get that.
I get that. And that's why I want to explain it and, like, give that, like, okay, I can get where you're coming from, but let's think about, like, the larger movement and treating people like humans who are valid and, like...
Because I think it's really important that I'm an ally for binary trans guys and trans women, but I also want them to be an ally for me.
You. Yeah.
Like, I'm just a little button, like, hanging out, and I just want to be on the shirt with you, like, kind of a thing. I just want to
the white stripe of the flag, that's the non-binary people.
Yeah, I just want to be there. I want to be a part of the conversation. I want to be a part of the community, and I want to support the movements that they're working for. Anyone
who's not non-binary, what can they do? I think is a great question, and that's support people who are non-binary, accept them in whatever ways they want to be accepted, if that's under the trans label or not.
Use their pronouns.
Respectful of their name and pronouns. Yes. Listen to them, learn about how they feel and what makes them cozy.
Or if you want to compliment them, like, if handsome feels really great for Jack, maybe I really like dapper, or like, hey, you look styling, or something like that.
Yeah.
Even doing those little things can really affirm somebody and make them feel a part of the community. It's like recognizing that they're not binary.
This is one thing I wanted to bring up with the trans umbrella thing, is a common definition of trans is just anyone who doesn't identify with the gender they assigned at birth. Yeah. Well, then all non-binary, like, agender people are definitely trans, because that was not the gender they were assigned at birth.
Yeah, it's almost
sure.
like,
and
not
that's not
cisgender. trans.
And that is not me forcing the trans label on any non-binary person who doesn't feel it, but that is me saying to all trans people, like, with non-binary people. And also, just when you look at the history of, like, trans people, the idea of very binary trans people, like, yes, we see them throughout history here and there, but, like, it was by nature of, like, what medical things were available, what social expectations there were, and, like, practicalities of all different kinds of things, like, it really wasn't until the 80s that, like, the common thing for a trans person was to be completely binary. It was a lot more of just, like, variance and...
Well, especially, like, if you're looking at, like, the Renaissance and things like that.
Sure.
You know, like, if you even want to go that far back, like, there's so much gender bending and gender not conforming, like, things. It's always been there. You know what I mean?
Anyone who's thinking that non-binary is just a thing that, like, Tumblr invented 5 years ago have not done any reading on history in general, let alone, like, trans history. I mean, the first genderqueer person that I ever met was my, like, 50-year-old professor.
Which I think is so cool.
I do, too.
Yeah.
They were very cool. It was the first time I learned the word pansexual, genderqueer, anything like that. They were... Not that in your 50s is old, but that's how you know we're getting older. It's like, 50s is pretty young still.
50s is young. People have called Jack and I...
Old. A lot. There's a lot of young people at this conference.
It's so nice to see older non-binary people. I'm like, I'm 28.
It's not. I know it's old on YouTube, folks.
It's
not actually old. 26 is when your body starts feeling...
hurting all the time.
We've been sitting on the floor, and I'm getting a little achy.
I know. Like, we're both, like, adjusting our legs, like, here.
We should probably wrap up. This is an incredibly long video. You know, I know I have a lot of non-binary viewers and a lot of questioning viewers, and so I think some of the concerns that you have and the way you think about them, I hope were helpful to people.
Yeah. Just so you know, you're not alone, and...
Even old people are non-binary.
Do you know I have, like, a gray hair up here?
Oh, wow.
Anyway, thank you so much for having me on your channel. If you want to see more of my face, go to Ash and Gray's Space, where we talk about all the things. Gender, cats, more cats, and maybe a little bit more gender.
And if you want to see more of my face, subscribe to this channel, Jack is Not a Bird. I put out new videos every Wednesday-ish.
Do it.
You can follow me everywhere else on the internet at Jack is Not a Bird. You're Grace Hardell pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, just at Grace Hardell.
Any other relevant stuff will be in the description box, which none of you read, so.
Actually, I read most people's description box.
That's because you're old.
Oh.
Bye!